Good morning, Greg and Tracy here on our morning walk talk. We got a lot of engagement, a lot of private messages, and a lot of people interested in our last video, which was around how to access your higher self. And we spoke about the third, the fourth, and the fifth dimension. So this morning, we're going to talk to you more in depth. We're going to go deeper, and I'm going to get Tracy to explain more of this because this is the work that she does in her practice. So Tracy, over to you.
Sure. Just wanted to explain a little bit more about the third dimension and the fourth and the fifth and how they work. So the third dimension, the natural state of things in this dimension is disorder, and it's almost like your house. It gets, unfortunately, easily very, very messy, and it takes a lot of effort to actually put it back into a state of order. Now, the fifth dimension, we've spoken about that at this level, our higher self resides. And it's the start of our soul aspects. Now, at this level, the natural state of things is order. So it's actually really hard to put things out of order. They're just in balance, harmony, and flow. So when we are connected to this level of ourselves, our fifth dimensional aspect, then the natural state, we will be in balance, harmony, and flow. It actually holds something called our divine soul blueprint. Now, what the divine soul blueprint is, it's like it holds all the information about you, and it is always in line with your highest potential, and it holds all the information for your body to be in perfect health and harmony. So the more that we tap into this, the more our body has that reference point for it. So what can happen is when we become disconnected from this aspect of our higher self and this fifth dimensional aspect, we then become reference from our mind. And the mind, we've spoken about this before, is the level of the fourth dimension. And this is where thought, the mind, and the ego resides. So when we become reference from this, we lose reference to this divine soul blueprint and for things to be in harmony and flow. And our mind tries to reference externally, and from this level there's only lack, and there's fear, and there's all the stories and the limiting beliefs that we hold. So we have no reference point for that divine soul blueprint.
Yeah, so it puts us into thinking of the future or thinking of the past and not living in the present, right?
Well, we talked about before, didn't we, how Greg said, well, how do people access their higher self and this level? And we talked about that your body is the gateway to that. So when you come back into your body, it actually, and maybe your breath, you are then connecting to the present moment, which will then connect you to this. So when we are not in the present moment, we're living from our mind, and our mind only can only really ever, there's worry. It will think about the future, all the things that you're worrying about, or it will hold you in the past and with regrets and those things. It's never really in this present moment and actually being able to enjoy things. So
how do you help people access their fifth dimensional energy?
I work via energetic surrogacy. This is a whole, probably another explanation, but I tap into my client's fifth dimensional aspect, and at this level there's only truth, and I can then see what's actually stopping them connecting, or where there is blocks and restrictions in their energy. And by accessing this information, removing those blocks and restrictions for my clients, then they can move forward and just have more that shows up in their life as abundance, harmony, more energy.
So what are most clients' restrictions? Like what are you typically seeing and having to unblock and remove? And yeah, how do you help? I know this is going deep, but I think the audience is really interested in understanding this.
There's a lot of things I do. So I work at all levels. I work at the level of their body. So just as our muscles and that can hold tension and stress, so can our organs and glands. And they can actually have reasons why they're not functioning properly. Things like anxiety, even though it's an emotional response, there will be certain things going on in the body, maybe adrenals not functioning or thyroid. survival, their survival responses, all these different things I can look at from a physical. But then there's also the mind, body and spirit is all connected. So I'm also a soul realignment practitioner, where just as our body can be worn down, so can our soul. And all these energetic things can actually cause restrictions in our energy. Life with, traumatic events or emotional things that have happened, all these things, if we haven't really processed our emotions properly at the time, they can also cause restrictions in our actual physical. There's just so many things that I do, it's a bit hard to explain in a short video.
That's cool. So we're gonna produce more video content on this. So I'm probably gonna interview Tracy so she can really break down for you exactly how she does what she does. But it's the truth, guys. It is tapping into your innate intelligence, accessing your higher self. We help clients release the restrictions in their unconscious mind so that they can get out of their head and start falling into their body and living from their heart. And Tracy can unblock the energetic restrictions in your body's major organs and glands and your sympathetic nervous system. She can get you out of that. It's called sympathetic nervous system dominance, your endocrine system where all your hormones are released. It is so powerful, it is so in depth, and so many people are suffering and are stuck. We live in an age where we've just got so many demands, noise, pressure. The food that we eat is not helping us. Being disconnected from ourselves.
And losing that connection creates more disconnection and more disharmony. So it's kind of just like you end up in this big sort of vicious cycle where when we come back and reconnect, then that balance, harmony and flow will reflect in all areas of our life.
Hello, doggy. So what we truly believe and what we have done for ourselves and we help other people do is start to reconnect with yourself. Release the blocks that are in your mind and your body so that your mind and body are actually working in harmony, and you can access your higher self and you can start living from your intuition and your, as Tracy said, your divine gifts. So many people don't even know that this stuff exists, but when you have access to your truth and your innate power, it is absolutely life-changing. Some people call it woo-woo, but science backs it up nowadays. Woo-woo doesn't exist anymore. There's too much evidence and science that is going on. It's an exciting time, and we encourage everybody to really dive deep and to identify and look at areas of their life that they're not even accessing, the potential that they're not even accessing. Because when you start to access this, it's like the curtain has been lifted, the veil has been lifted, and you're just it's incredible, it's mind-blowing. So really appreciate you listening in on this video today, and it was in response to obviously people want to know more about this stuff and we can share more. If you are a woman and you want to understand how Tracy can dramatically improve your health, whether it's thyroid, hormones, adrenal fatigue, Epstein-Barr, glandular fever, everything, Tracy can tap in and she can help you with those areas. And if you're a man, Tracy's inside my program and we release mind and body and enable you to access your higher self. So I'm going to drop the links to our site where you can just go and check us out. We've both created our own story videos so you can learn a little bit about us. We can only work with so many people, so this is not a sales pitch. This is literally enabling you to start accessing and looking at information that you didn't even know existed. Because when you start to go down this path, you will feel so enlightened. It is so exciting. So thank you for joining in. We look forward to chatting again. This was a long video. If you've watched till the end, we really appreciate it. Thumbs up. But everybody's wanting more of this information. Everybody's wanting to learn more about their truth. So have an amazing day, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Yeah.